Hey everyone, Chris Goglin here doing episode number 20 of my weekly GEMP game review series. Tonight's going to be a little bit of a shorter video. A little tired after killing it in the gym today. So we're going to just do one game review, a couple of quick, updates and stuff like that like I normally do. But we're only going to review one game this week. So we'll start with the usual. The August OCS is off and running here. What do we got? First place right now. All right, so we got Rsersen, who our game review this week actually comes to us from. He's 6-4, top of the board. Just haven't played the most games so far. Stubbly just about done for the month already, as is Advocate, making his GEMP OCS debut this month. He's already played his 10 games. Here we are only on, what's today, the 6th. So certainly rushing right through. But in terms of people with potential to qualify for the month, well, you've already got a number of guys at the top who are already qualified. RLMD, that's 4-3, probably not going to do it. That's 4-2, maybe could do it. There's 4-1, so Werf certainly has a shot. 4-0 with Justin Desai here certainly has a shot to get. These guys are already qualified, so that would just create an at-large bid, which would be great to help out some schmoes like me who haven't qualified yet. Then you got some 2-1s down here. Brian Irish and Shaw and Chris Kelly both 2-0, and then a bunch of people 1-1, 1-0, and still a whole bunch of people left to play. You still have a couple days left. If you haven't signed up for the OCS tournament yet, get those tournament entries registrations in. We also just posted today the 2018 World Championships. That pre-registration is ongoing. September 1st deadline for the pre-registration discount and the AI foil. It's an alternate image, full template foil V-slip of Asajj Ventress with lightsaber. It's a pretty cool looking picture. For any of you who got the online play weekend foils, see if I can find mine right here. If you got your online play weekend foils, and there's still a couple I still have to mail out. I've gotten most of them out. But if you got your foil slip here that came included with that was a little thing that said like the official AI foils. And you can kind of see the preview of the Worlds and EC pre-reg there, number 6. That's Ventress with her lightsaber. Um, but yeah, these were the ones. It was Cody and Phasma were the ones who are playing in the online weekend back in May, at the end of May. So most of those have gone out already. I think there's a couple left I still have to mail out. So I apologize if you haven't gotten yours yet. You're probably a person who doesn't play in a much of other things, because if you were in other OCS events or in a league or something like that, they would have been all sent out together. It's probably just the one-offs, the singles, the solos of the GEMP universe that unfortunately are a little lagged behind on the prizes. So I'm going to try and get that all caught up here by the end of the month, get all the remaining OCS foils out and everything, and get all caught up here by the end of August. That being said, let's move on into our game. Like I said, it comes to us from Rsersen. He is playing Map, and he'll be taking on Yodad, playing Watch a Step. I don't know. You feel like you're saying Yodad, you gotta say Watch a Step, a little, I don't know, a little twang on it or something. So what do we got here? So we got Map with Bow, You'll Be Dead. So we're doing blaster pings. Okay. And then the traditional watch your step start. Squadron assignments, like my father, I must be allowed to speak. Did he pick an agent? Doesn't look like he did. Let's pause it real fast just to double check. I'll check the chat log real fast. I revealed Chewie. Sorry, I missed that. So Chewie's going to be the resistance agent this game. Okay. Typically, we'll see people use Luke because they have 4 copies of Luke, so it's easier for them to keep him on the table. But occasionally you see somebody who doesn't like the idea of Luke losing his immunity to attrition, so they tend not to want to do that. Alright, so take a look at his hand real fast here. So he's getting 8 force, which is exactly the number you need to upload the shuttle, deploy the shuttle, pull Kylo and get that whole thing going. He can save himself a force because he open-handed the shuttle, so he doesn't need to worry about that. Is that a foil map? That is a foil objective? I don't know, maybe it's just a weird graphic on it. It looks kind of foily, so that's pretty cool if he spent the gold to design that. So he's going to drop the shuttle. He's going to pull Kylo. So we're using the first release Kylo. I've seen a few people try and work in the EPP Kylo, try and save some deck slots and things. You can use EPP Kylo, and then instead of running the sabers, you just run an extra copy or two of the Spectre card, which is then you've got 7s floating in your deck as opposed to 1s. It's an interesting idea. Saves a little bit of, I don't know which one I would consider to be better. I think they're both probably equally as good. Certainly saves a deck slot or two, and then ups your overall average destiny. It's not necessarily hurting in map decks, but still good. Alright, so he gets the shuttle out, he gets Kylo on the shuttle, takes a card from used, deploys the bridge, just a card he took from the used pile, get extra force activation. We didn't see any Starkiller base sites. Fishes out Jakku, moves Dofeld over with his last force. Well, I'm sure we'll see Kylo get off the shuttle here in a second. So just thinking for a second, with the bridge puller in hand, I missed it. That's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sure there were better cards that he could have grabbed than that. I mean, no, getting your activation is important early, but if you have this and you know it was in your used pile, well, then you know it's going to cycle to the bottom of your deck, so you know it'll be there next turn. So you probably could have used this to get the bridge next turn. And I mean, unless he's, I mean, I know getting the activation jump gives you the ability to get the finalizer out a turn sooner, but I don't know against Watch Your Step, you really, especially without anybody else to put on it, that you really want to rush the finalizer out. We've already seen Lightside pull the Pulsar Skate. They're starting squadron assignments. You have to be concerned about Dash Outrider. Yodad's going to get us a farm. Excuse me, like I said, tired. Long day at the gym. I don't know if any of you happen to see the Reebok CrossFit Games this weekend. Another awesome, awesome event. So yeah, so I was doing a mini version of some of those workouts because I can't do anything near close to what those guys do. It's insane, and the women as well. So yeah, so definitely a little fatigued from that. He's going to grab a Falcon. He's got Mirax, Pulsar Skate at Kessel. So he's got plenty of force now. If he had any, he saves 2 force, probably for useful interrupt or something. He drains for 2. Probably, even with the battle plan out, pays the 3. No Starkiller base site. He's going to spend 3 to grab an effect, though. So we checked first to see what effects were there. And just looking at what options are here. So you got Spectre, which you probably don't necessarily need. Strategic Reserves is probably a good one to get here, especially with the Trooper already in hand. So you can cancel that drain at Kessel. That certainly makes sense. Watch Your Step isn't playing Alter, so you don't have to worry about that. Although that'd be a heck of a tech move because you can only do it on the front side. And now we'll draw some cards, get some blasters to get some You'll Be Dead pings going. And finally finds a pilot to go with that finalizer. Who draws up to 13 though? Dun dun dun. Grimtosh. Nobody plays Grimtosh. Not nobody. 90% of the people don't play Grimtosh these days. But when you do run into it, Obviously, it stings pretty badly. Yodad activates and draws. Doesn't even pay to drain to make him play a trooper. He just assumes he's got a trooper. I don't know that I agree with that. I'd at the very least. I mean, you're not going to draw all your force anyway. He didn't even look for anything. He just activated it, went right to draw. I'd have paid to drain, make him stack a trooper. You know he's only got 4 or 5 troopers in the deck, so make him start using them. Um, you know you're not going to draw your entire force pile anyway, so might as well get that going. And Mirax can help you cycle cards through your deck as well. So if I were Yodad, I tell you what to do, and I tell you to force drain and make him start stacking troopers. It's not like you have a way around it where you're just like, oh, let me just wait until I find the card that cancels strategic reserves or something. You don't have that card. You have a card that stops him, makes him lose the trooper after he stacks it, but you could have paid to drain, made him stack the trooper, and still drawn plenty of cards and still save some force left. So we're going to get Finalizer PV out. That's going to be immune to less than 8, I believe now. Yeah, immune to less than 8. 10 if there's a resistance character. We might see solo. Probably not. It's probably Captain Han. Most people play that. I'm the only wacko who plays solo because, well, I like having the ability to use him on the ground or just have one more resistance character. He goes and looks for Boss Nass, and there's a lot of characters in there, but we did see Captain Han in there, so he certainly could match for him right now. He's got plenty of force available. He's going to go ground with Malos and flip. It's going to prompt a shield pull. Always get a useless. Always wait till they flip, then get that useless gesture out. You never know. Maybe you can kill their guys and keep them from flipping or something like that. So don't rush too fast into that shield and get yourself shield capped. Now we'll get a Captain Han and a Falcon. Second pilot, we've got Chewie. So, because Jakku says, unless you're a resistance character or a resistance starship here, you may not draw more than 1 battle destiny here. So Captain Han with somebody else would not really get anywhere. Captain Han with Chewie will now be 3 destiny because that's 2 smugglers as well from the Watcher Step objective. So, but Chewie being the resistance agent also has an issue there. Now he's going to run into an issue though with Jakku. I'm sorry, with the objective, because PV's the leader. He's got to pay 1 to draw destiny. Hang on, let me just read exactly how this works. Where you have a first order leader, opponent must first use or lose 1 to draw a card for battle destiny. And then he's going to substitute that draw with an all wings for a 6. Still have to pay the 1 though, because I guess if you have to pay the 1 first before you can then substitute. And then he adds 3 to it. I don't know that works. Just drawn battle destiny is +3. Is this... yeah. So he draws a 4. And then he's going to lose a force. He's going to lose that moving to attack position to save a force. And he's going to draw a 6 with Luke. So like I was saying, you don't want to be too careful not to rush your space stuff out. PV Finalizer with no command or anything behind it against Watcher Step where they're drawing multiple destiny. Not in a great spot. So yeah, so that didn't work. Because he spun a 6, he drew a 6, and he drew a 4, 16, which is what his total battle destiny was. You do have your moments a just drawn Battle Destiny is +3. It will let you play it, GEMP will, but it doesn't actually give you the +3 when you substitute with the spin because it's not just drawn. Um, you're substituting it to get around that. So it's just a rules technicality kind of thing there. Um, so what he should have done was save it for when he actually drew a card, and then added the 3. Um, not that he needed it anyway. I mean, if he hit the 6 on the first one, the thing's only immune to, what did I say? It was immune to less than 8. It's on PV. Less than 10 with a resistance character. So you hit a 6 right off the bat, and then you certainly, trying to get 4 with 2 more draws. Could have drawn them first, seen exactly what they were, and you would have known whether you needed to add it to the second or the third draw. So spinning this, you may have not even needed to spin the 6. Draw Destiny 1, 4, draw Destiny 2, 6. You're like, okay, great, that's 10. Do I need to burn my spin now? Probably not. Could have saved that and just, drawn the third Destiny. Who knows what it could be. Even if it's a 1 and they, subtract 1 from it with an interrupt or something like that, you just add the 3 back to it. So you don't even need to, though, because, again, you're at 10, and it's only immune to less than 10, and the pilot only forfeits for 5, so you're still clearing the whole ship anyway. So what I've been harping on for the last couple minutes is really just about card efficiency. Using interrupts when they actually give you the most benefit. You played interrupts, there were 2 or 3 interrupts played during that battle that, may not have even needed to be played. That could be used at a later time. It could be just more cards that aren't grabbed, that aren't in the loss pile, that are, floating through a deck, giving you more resources to work with. All right. Now Darkside's got some issues because now they're going to be paying a drain for most of the game. Because this Kylo and Saber here, Kylo shuttle thing ain't really going to do much against Captain Han and the Falcon there. Alright, he's going to go after the ground. Should be pulling the firepower shield here to keep Maelas from dodging away, or at least make him lose force for dodging away. But we've got plenty of stuff here, plenty of interrupts to get a real beat down in. First strike certainly going to help things. He's going to pull aim high to stop the retrieval, to stop the finalizer, or at least make him pay to retrieve the finalizer, which Darkseid desperately needs to do to try and get some semblance of a space fleet back. But just looking at it here, they've got good power, certainly beatdown potential between Trooper Assault and Blast Points. For those of you who don't know what Blast Points does, if your Trooper just fired a character weapon, add a Battle Destiny. It also lets you pull the weapons from your reserve deck, so it's a nice used 5 interrupt. But, if this Trooper here takes a shot at Maelas, whether he hits him or not, doesn't matter. Because he's going to add a Battle Destiny, and he's going to add Trooper Assault to get extra power off these guys. So I'll be looking at 12 to 3. Neither weapon's going to make forfeit 0, though. This one stops it from being satisfying attrition, and P59 here just makes him lose 2. But Maelas will still keep his forfeit, which is 6. But we'll see if he's got a dodge or something like that. He doesn't pull the shield. Should have pulled the firepower shield there in case he dodged away to at least make him lose 2 force. He's going to get the 2 force swing rather. He retrieves 1, his opponent loses 1. There's the dodge. He can get combo it. He can burn his get combo to cancel it. So I can certainly understand why he didn't pull the shield if he's planning on canceling that react, but it could have been something different. I don't know. What else it could have. You can't narrow escape or anything. That only hosts rebels. Yeah, I still would have pulled the firepower shield just in case. Just in case you don't feel like gicking it. you could end up leaving yourself in trouble here, needing that kick. P59 takes a shot, misses. First Order Trooper takes a shot and hits. He adds a Battle Destiny. Now, what his problem is going to be is if light side draws higher than 4. Actually, it doesn't matter. If they draw at least 4, light side's going to be, dark side's going to have an issue, because only the troopers are completely immune to attrition, but they don't have enough ability that they draw by themselves. So if he draws a 1, so he gets pseudo lucky there. But I don't. It's still ugly no matter how you forfeit for dark side. Because let's stop and I'll walk you through this. So you got Melas here. Melas dies. He's going to top deck some cards, possibly. You have 12 battle damage, so it would be 6 cards or a Hujix if he has it. If that's one of the 4 cards in his hand. Otherwise, he's going to peel 6 cards. But you look at P59 and Lone Little Ability 1 Trooper. You just got rid of your Gick. So you've only got 5 cards left in your hand. If your opponent, we just saw Luke's lightsaber be drawn for Destiny, has Luke. Luke plus Sorry About the Mess or Clash is really going to put a beating on these guys here. Hit P59 or Clash P59 and then beat up on the Stormtrooper and hit him. You know, you're talking about 8-2. He's hit, forfeit 0, and Luke's drawing a Destiny and adding 1 to it from like my father before me. So it's not a great situation. Darkseid initiated that battle. They win the battle. They get to stack, a card now using their objective because they flip back because they've got 2 battlegrounds with First Order guys. But it's just not a real comfortable position to be in this cantina. And add a troopers in hand too. So now they got to peel some cards for this drain at Kessel, and then they're probably going to get drained. Possibly could get drained at Jakku as well, depending on what Lightside's got going on here. See, there's the Luke. We know the lightsaber's in there because he just drew it for Destiny. He top decked quite a few cards to that last battle. Let's see if we can go back and see what those were, because I was yapping through it. So he lost 2 Lukes, Lando, Elors, Wedge, and Evac Control. So 5 characters. Ouch. That actually does sting a little bit. But we didn't see interrupts go by. So that must mean the interrupts are in his hand, right? Also going to get a used. He got a used pile search. He's going to battle. He's going to force his opponent to lose 1. He top decks 1. He trooper assaults. Get a little bit more power here. And I guess at least blast points if he fires the gun. Oof. Overkill taking out P59. Alright, maybe it won't be quite as bad with the second blast points, but still. First Order Stormtrooper. Well, he didn't have the Clash. So if it's just Sorry About the Mess, it's not as bad of a situation. Yeah, there's the Sorry About the Mess to get rid of P59. If he had a Clash, it would have been a lot worse. But now it's going to be 8-4. He can fire the gun with the Stormtrooper. He can add the Destiny with the blast points. So at least he's going to draw something. Or it gets blaster deflectioned. Which cancels the weapon targeting, which... Oh, and then he misplays limited resources. He plays it during his opponent's turn, so he only loses 2 for it. So he doesn't get max value for it. He only gets 2. I'm sure the assertion is that he's just going to stack it out of his loss pile and play it again later, getting rid of more cards from your opponent while you can. But blaster deflection, stop the trooper from from firing the gun because it cancels the targeting. So now he doesn't get to play blast points. So now we're back to where we said in a bad situation, 8-4. Luke's going to draw Destiny and add 1 to it, so it's 9-4 minimum, even if he draws a 1. If he draws a 0, it's 9-4. You're down 5 minimum. The trooper only covers 3, so you're taking at least 2 overflow here, at least 2, plus whatever the actual number is of the card that he draws. So we're going to assume it's watch your step. Lots of 3s and 4s floating around in there, 5s. And he just verified when he pulled the lightsaber out, so I'm sure he knows what cards are in there. Hey, it's a 5. You know what I would do right now? Play an interrupt from my lost pile. Play that card and add 3 to it. He's only got 1 card left. What are the chances it's a second copy of Gick? Could have used that opportunity, used the objective, played the interrupt from your lost pile. That card he should have saved earlier, that he didn't use. That he didn't need to use, rather. That he used, it didn't actually do anything because the way he did it off the timing. Could have just added 3 right there, made him peel 3 more cards. So now Darkside's got no hand, and they're top deck and stuff. So it's just, it's a slugfest kind of game, but it's a it's a messy slug. It's a street fight. It's a messy one. These guys are just in there, just throwing haymakers at each other. Not a technical, not one of those like Manny Pacquiao kind of fights. This is like just old school rumble in the jungle kind of stuff. I know some will argue that that's a very technical fight, that he rope-a-doped him and all that, but we're not getting into that. Activates, pings away 1, pays the drain, gets control tunnel visioned, just starts drawing. Darkside finding some of their key interrupts now, close calls and stuff. They've got Finalizer, but nobody to put on it. It's going to have to burn the command here just to find Hux. No Thrawn in this version. It takes Grievous. Not a pilot, but okay. Throw away a Mataka or 2. Drain in the Cantina. That's for 3. You can cancel that one with a guy. He's going to get drained at Kessel for 3. I could have played this defensive fire here. Randomly select 1 card from opponent's hand, put it in used pile. Could have played that in between the drains and then lost it. He's going to lose both Spectres instead and throws away a close call. Defensive fire is actually not a bad card to use in combination with limited resources. They're sitting there thinking they're safe, like, oh, I'm at 3, I'm not going to lose any more cards. Oh, we got the Verify. Clash is still in the reserve deck. So the Destiny is not great in there. That's interesting. We're not going to see Grievous do much, though. Grievous isn't coming after Luke. Grievous isn't a pilot. So what can we do? If we're Darkside, what can we do? We can deploy the Finalizer here. We can put Mataka in the shuttle. And we can take off. That's kind of really all you got right there. You do the 1 ping with the blaster. You can't really afford to pay to drain. You draw a card. You save 1 for barrier to keep anybody else from coming to join the fight. And then possibly close call. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at pretty slim character pool left. You're not going to get the 3 battlegrounds to satisfy like resistance or something like that. Oh, he's going to pay to drain. That'll get canceled by the control tunnel vision. There's the one ping. Grievous is going on a suicide mission, it looks like. Okay. Oh, God. Yodad, use Mirax. You know the Clash is one of the top 2 cards of your reserve deck. Use Mirax. Use Mirax, get the Clash into hand, Clash Grievous, beat up on the Stormtrooper, and end the game. Will we see it happen? No. Instead, he's going to play Nabrin. Alright, he draws Melas for 2. Now you know the Clash is the top card because you only had 2 options last turn. It was Melas and and Clash. And he's just neighboring Luke away. Absolutely no need to do that. First off, it lets light side, dark side flip their objective, which would stop any potential retrieval or anything. It lets them stack a card. They could stack like Gick or limited resources. Now he's at 3 cards. He's going to play Defensive Fire, which is going to put a card in his used pile from hand. And then he's going to get to play the limited off the objective and cause 4 force loss. So, unnecessary, sloppy move there. Could have used Mirax, gotten the Clash Grievous, beat up on the First Order Stormtrooper, and just end the game right there. Instead, this one's going to get even closer. He's got to peel 4 cards from the limited resources. He didn't have a reserve deck. He wasn't battling with just Grievous and the First Order Stormtrooper. They'd be like, oh no, he might battle and find a way to kill Luke. It's like you don't have anybody left. You don't have any cards to draw. He's not battling. So now we're going to get some big drains. It's going to be 2, 2, and 3. It's really going to run Darkseid down pretty low here. May not even have enough force left to put Snoke out at the end of this. He's just going to top deck 3. And now he's going to neighbor Luke back into the cantina. But he's only got 2 cards in his reserve deck now. So he pays 2 force to move Luke back into the cantina instead of just paying 1 to walk him in there. He's going to pay to drain because he's got no force saved unless he's got a control in hand. He's going to end up top decking cards. Loses 2. There's a You'll Be Dead ping. There's an artillery ping. So yeah, I mean, when they told me this game was close, I can see why, because they're both just going fast and furious, and it's never a great way to play Star Wars. It's double dotted, so you can play the artillery and then play it from Lost Pile again to cause extra force loss. It's an interesting move there. It's a good move. I particularly like that one. Now I'll pull the firepower shield in case there's a dodge or anything. But in first strike, I'll peel a card. Yodad's got to peel one from hand. There goes another Luke. Yeah, I mean, if Darkseid had been tracking a 7 or something like that and could clear Luke out, they would pretty much win the game at this point. There's a good move using the close call used, causing the redraw. So Luke swung with the saber. He makes him redraw it, so now Luke's not going to get a Battle Destiny. That's another clever move there when you see your opponent's only got a few cards left in reserve deck. If you make him redraw one, now he won't have a card for Battle Destiny. Oh, and he had two big ones left too, so you would have hit him and then drawn a 6 for Battle Destiny. Instead, he's not going to have any Battle Destiny, and then they're going to have to choose between losing cards or losing Luke, and given that he doesn't have enough cards left to lose, he's going to have to lose Luke. Which means now he's got to pay to drain, which means Darkseid wins this game. Well, I mean, he can land the Falcon or something like that, but block that drain. But that's not really good. I mean, between the one blaster ping. Oh, he did. I take it back. He had just enough cards between what was in his hand to peel the 4 and have one card left in his reserve deck. That he'll get one more turn of drains in. So he'll get 3, 6, 7, 8. Darkseid's got 1 in hand and 9 left, so he can take him down to 2. But that will be all she wrote. Because then all Darkseid has to do is just do the one ping with the "you'll be dead." So it's going to come up as a close Darkseid win here. Looks like by about 2 cards. Definitely a game where both players just they swung for the fences. You give them credit for that. Go big or go home. They both made very big moves, big plays, trying to go for it all. And there were a couple other more technical plays that were there, particularly for the Watcher Step for Yodad, that he could have won this game had he played it a little differently. I mean, we talked earlier about he loses by 2. If he had played the interim from his lost pile to add 3 to do 3 more overflow on the Trooper, this game's over right now. So he stacks a card. I don't know why, because he's just going through the motions of doing cool stuff. So there you go. Rsersen, winner by 2. One of his OCS matches this month. He jumped out to a 5-1 start and then lost a couple of games in a row. Dropped him back down to 5-4. I think he's 6-4 now. I think we looked at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of the video there. So kudos to both guys for submitting the game and for really being aggressive and going at it. But there are some lessons to take away from a game like this. Where there were technical plays. The neighboring was unnecessary. Some of the interrupts that were played, they weren't timed right. They could have been more opportune times on both sides. The limited was used the first time to only get 2 cards, in that battle. And then he obviously got stacked later with the defensive fire and brought back. But, could have been used possibly to get 2 extra force later. But certainly risky move with the finalizer so early, especially when you saw Lightside had some 4 stacked. So there's lots of takeaways on both sides of the game's things that both players could tighten up to make this certainly much more. I like to see a rematch. That's what we'll say. Can we do Rsersen Yodad 2 maybe next month? OCS they'll play again, and we'll see what happens from there. But that's going to wrap it up for this video tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And 20 episodes down, man. Just 32 more to go. I've done this a whole year. So have a great night, and thanks for watching.